Hello Internet viewers, I'm the Fairly Odd Maverick. Top Gun Maverick is out in theaters, and I have one more game to cover for this month. And that game is... Top Gun Combat Zones.
Well, if you want to be technical, it actually started off as a PS2 game on October 21st, 2001, which would then be ported to the GameCube a year and 3 days later. But only one game came out before Combat Zones and Fire at Will. It was Top Gun Hornet's Nest for the PC in 1998. But unlike Fire at Will, Combat Zones never made its way outside of the US. However, it did get a PC release in 2003 and a GBA release in 2004.
For this review, I'll be looking at the version that I own, which is the GameCube version. Obviously because the GameCube has been my main console for the longest time. But does this game hold up to the franchise it was based on? Let's find out.
Oh no, Titus again?
Fire at Will! Sorry about that.
Yep, the company behind Firestorm Advance came back to publish this game. It was also developed by Digital Integration, and wouldn't you know it, this is the last game they made before fading from existence. I feel that this game doesn't deserve the Paramount logo, even if it was their 90th anniversary. Now we're at the title screen, without any indication of what's to come for this game. After setting your difficulty, as well as your call sign, we start the game with the first level, era. So each era has 5 Academy missions and 6 Warzone missions, which automatically unlock after finishing the Academy missions. Before starting a mission, you get to choose a fire jet as well as a briefing for the first mission. The first Academy mission is pretty easy. Just shoot down blue targets with your cannon without touching the ground. Use the control stick to pilot the jet, inverse vertical controls included, A to shoot your cannons, L to brake, and R to accelerate. You can even use the control pad to switch views? Okay. At least you have a map that also acts as your radar, which is actually pretty useful to say the least. But you also have, I guess, another radar at the bottom that shows what enemies are ahead in that direction. I don't know. And by the way, you have to complete every mission in each level under a time limit. None of the other Top Gun games had a time limit, so why this? But you also have a counter that shows how much of the mission is completed. And right at the center of the screen shows your speed, altitude, thrust, and afterburner, which is used by pressing R all the way. Plus it shows how close you are to any target, which you can change by pressing Y. At the end of each mission, you're then given bonus points based on first blood or first attack, how much damage you avoided, but we'll get to that later, how accurate you are with the cannon, and how much time is remaining. Your overall score determines what medal star you get, bronze, silver, or gold. On to the next mission, which is to destroy all ground targets, which means you're now equipped with air-to-ground missiles returning from Fire at Will. So let's fire away at... Wait, what did I even hit? This is one of the many problems of this game. If at any point you touch an obstacle, even with a slight touch of your wing, the jet blows up, instantly resulting in a mission failure. And get used to it because it's going to happen over and over and over and over again. Oh, and remember the damage avoided bonus I just mentioned? You also have a damage meter, which is better handled than Fire at Will. Oh, and about these ground missiles, they don't hold on to anything. So that means you have to be as straight as an arrow in a clear area without any obstacles in your path in order to accurately fire at your target. And of course, your missiles are limited without any way to get more of them. So that means the only weapon you'd have available is your cannon. In the later missions, your other missiles include air-to-air missiles that can hold on to targets as long as you're within its range. Rockets are the updated version of ground missiles, and bombs that blow up a range of targets. This is the best weapon in my personal opinion. Clearing all 4 missions unlocks a final mission in which you have to destroy other jet fighters that contain your instructors. By completing all the Academy missions, you then unlock Era 2, right? I wish, but no. Instead it unlocks the Warzone missions from that era. And like the Master Emerald collecting missions from Sonic Adventure 2, you have to complete one mission at a time in order to unlock the next mission.
Welcome to Southeast Asia. The U.S. has been pulling out of the region since the war officially ended, but the process has been slow and painful. Some of our allies need our help as they attempt to flee the area.
You know, I'm already halfway through this era, and already I'm getting bored, and I can clearly see why. these missions are the only mission types you're doing throughout the game without any variety. I mean, yeah, you have different targets to destroy, but these are the same types of mission every single time. Plus, the game's story is very important. Why, you may ask? Well, because there is nothing! The game has no story to follow. I guess the objective of this game is to clear every mission and earn the right to be the best pilot in all of Top Gun, and even then, that is a weak objective. Speaking of which, this game doesn't even follow any of the events from the movie. Ever play a game called Ace Combat? It's an action-packed flight simulator game series by Namco that takes place on an alternate Earth called Strange Real. Well, during that time, Ace Combat released its fourth installment, Shattered Skies, a month before Combat Zone was released. And that game was a huge success. But Combat Zones? No. It never even got up to the heavenly skies, but instead it bombed down to the inner realms of the Nether region. In fact, let's compare this game with another Titus game. Superman 64 is said to be one of the worst games of all time, but at least it had an understandable objective, a somewhat decent plot, and it tied in to Superman the Animated Series. Even Firestorm Advance had one or two characters from the movie. So as of now, I can say that Top Gun Combat Zones is the worst licensed game I've ever played. It has no coherent story, graphics that feel similar to Batman or Tomorrow, another bad game but still better than this, multiple unintentional ways to die, repetitive missions, and it doesn't tie into the franchise it was based on. I think what Titus did was take Ace Combat 4 and slap the Top Gun logo onto it, therefore making it a Top Gun licensed game. Completing every mission from both Academy and Warzone unlocks the next era. By the way, the other era levels include the Gulf States and the Arctic Circle. Wishing it was Siberia so I can actually fight again Siberia from second mission.
Well, that's that. None of these games are any good. There's literally no saving grace for this month. I wonder what's inside this package. Let's find out, shall we? Alright, I guess I could squeeze in one more game review for time's sake. So, let's finish out the month with Top Gun Hardlock for the Xbox 360.
So the game is published by 505 Games, responsible for the PC version of Death Stranding, and developed by Headstrong Games, best known for Art Academy and Battalion Wars. Again, we don't get an opening cutscene, but at least we get something better. A cohesive story that follows the events after the movie. Oh, and there's more. There's music from the original movie, including a rocking rendition of Danger Zone, and even a mention of Maverick and Iceman, even killing them in a mission. So you play as a pilot named Spider, who has just graduated from Top Gun, with support from Maverick himself, now an instructor. He's been transported to the USS McKinley as you engage in missions that involve a blockade of terrorist renegades in the Persian Gulf. The gameplay is actually pretty good. You can use the triggers to accelerate and decelerate, the left analog stick to pilot the plane, the right analog stick to use the afterburner, and even do a barrel roll! The L bumper to evade missiles if an ongoing missile comes toward you, R bumper to change missiles, A to fire your cannon, and B to launch your missiles that automatically recharge after firing it? Finally! Even though the game starts off with normal controls, there's actually a setting in which you can inverse your vertical controls. So I did just that, and that's how you properly fly a jet fighter in a video game. Whenever you get close to an enemy jet, you can press X to go into hardlock mode, in which you can really hone in your opponent. There's also one or two times in which a quick time event would appear, which feels pretty good if you want to get closer to your target, or at least increase your missile range. When the radar turns red, fire your missile and watch your target get blown to smithereens. You know what's cool about this game? I can actually evade ongoing missiles and fire at targets at the same time. And by the way, the air-to-ground missiles can actually hone into targets unlike the other games.
Oh my goodness. I actually found a good Top Gun game! Hux!
What is it, gamer?
You know the package that you gave me last week?
Yeah, what about it?
Well, you just gave me what I think is the best Top Gun game of all time!
That's awesome, dude! I'm glad you're enjoying it!
My pleasure. And thanks, Hux.
No worries. Anyway, I better head off. Later, dude!
And I'm not kidding. This is the best Top Gun game I've ever played throughout the month. Even though I've only gotten through the first few levels, I definitely want to go back and play Top Gun Hardlock again for a full review. So yeah, if you ever want to find a Top Gun game that's enjoyable, then please do whatever you can to play this game. It has everything needed for a licensed game, especially Top Gun, and I'm sure you'll get lots of enjoyment out of it.
And that right there is the perfect way to end Top Gun month. Even though I've been through mediocre games, I'm so glad that I got to end this month on a high note. Now I suggest you go to your movie theater and watch Top Gun Maverick. I know I will. Until next time, I'm the Fairly Odd Maverick, and I wish you all good luck the rest of your day or night, wherever you are. Take care, everyone.
How's it going, dudes? Huxgamr here. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon if you want to get notified for upcoming videos.
Well said, Hux. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and some of my character buddies on TikTok. And if you'd like, you can have one of my character buddies do a short video for you via video commission. Links to all of those in the description below. And so, without further ado, I wish that one of my character buddies finished off the video.
Hello everyone, I'm Scrooge McDuck, the richest duck in the world, and I'm here because you can support this channel on Patreon. But I can assure you that you won't be wasting any money for this, because you will be rewarded for your generosity. How, you may ask? Well, how about access to the Discord server? Maybe your name being featured in the credits. No? Well, how about some bonus content, like maybe a sneak preview, or perhaps an early showing of upcoming game reviews? Still not convinced? Maybe this will. I could give higher-ranking supporters a public shout-out, like Flashfigure. At least he isn't Glum Gold Massacre or the Beagle Boys. Once again, I thank all of you for watching this video, as well as supporting. Hey there, Mr. McD! Oh, hold on a second. Yes, Launchpad, what is it? I heard that game review is doing something related to those Top Gun guys, am I wrong? Is that the trick question? Hey, I was just wondering if I could be a part of the Top Gun program, that's all. Launchpad, may I remind you that you didn't even go to flight school? Well, I did take a crash course. Oh, curse me kilts. I got to get going. I got to prevent Launchpad from making more crashes again.